Now, it's pretty common knowledge that you don't go to a sauna drunk, but this guy had other plans, I guess. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Today I thought I'd share another story with you from my first year in Korea. This time involving my first Jjimjilbang experience. Now, a Jjimjilbang is basically like a Korean bathhouse, sauna, steam room kind of place. This all took place again back in 2012 during my first year in Korea, and it was with my friend and her mother because we were preparing to go on a hike the next day. So we decided to spend the night in a Jjimjilbang because they have like a public area where people can just lay out on mats and just chill. They're also pretty cheap to stay in if you don't have a hotel or any place to stay for the night. So if you're trying to cut on costs, you can also stay in a Jjimjilbang as well. They have lockers that you can leave your stuff in. You can grab a bath, you can have a shower, clean yourself up a bit, and then just rest in the warm steam areas. They do provide you with clothes that you can wear out in those public areas. And they're actually really nice and convenient, especially on the cooler days during fall and winter. If, of course, you're not opposed to public bathhouses. But anyways, so I spend a little bit of time in the showers, in the baths. They have some that have different temperatures. There's hot baths, there's cold baths, there's lukewarm ones. But the baths aren't really the main attraction of a sauna. You mainly go for the kind of public areas because different Jjimjilbangs have different types of steam rooms, different types of saunas. There's one big one that everybody kind of chills in, but then there's other ones like there's a cold room that can be like 14 degrees, right? So if you want something that's a little bit more, chill, just to help balance out all the other ones which are like hot, that maybe have like 28, 30 degrees Celsius. Some have hot rocks that you can lay on too as well. They serve food there and snacks there, so they're pretty well equipped for almost anything. They have massage chairs as well, so it's a pretty relaxing experience. I've even been to some that have movie rooms too as well. But back to the story. I finish up in the bath, get changed into my sort of loungewear, and head on out into the public area. Now, of course, I'm the first one out there before my friend and her mom because they went into the women's bath and shower area. So they were just going to take a little bit more time, which I get. Now, this evening was particularly busy. There were quite a lot of people there, but there was still room to move about and lie down on the floor and experience some of the amenities available. So I'm just relaxing, waiting for my friend and her mom to come out. And by this time, I think it was maybe around 11 p.m. or midnight. Then suddenly, out of the men's locker room comes this rather fat, naked, drunk Korean man. Now, it's pretty common knowledge that you don't go to a sauna drunk, but this guy had other plans, I guess. And yeah, he was just out of it. Red as a tomato and kind of shaped like one too as well. He just slowly lumbers on over to one of the massage chairs and just passes out there. Again, fully naked. And this is the public area too, but by this time, most of the people were already sleeping and either hadn't noticed or were ignoring it. Now, I panicked because I'm like, oh no, my friend is going to be out here soon with her mom. I don't want her to see this. So immediately I get up, rush on out to the manager's desk in the men's locker room, and gently rouse the sleeping elderly caretaker. He must have been at least in his mid 70s, and he was just asleep, hunched over in his chair. And all of a sudden there's this foreigner coming and just gently patting him in hopes that he can do something about the situation outside. Now he wakes up and he doesn't know what's going on, and I have to explain to him in my very beginner Korean at that point that there is a fat naked man passed out in the public area on a massage chair. And so he gingerly gets up, goes out there, sees the naked fat man passed out in the chair, and just goes over and just starts tapping on him, slowly shaking him up and stuff like that, and then pulls him up, leads him on over into the locker room where the naked fat man proceeds to pass out on one of the benches instead. Then, after all of that, my friend and her mom finally come out of the women's locker room area. Thankfully, they didn't have to see any of that, but that was just the first of 2 instances that happened that evening. The second instance happened a little bit later in the evening after my friend and her mom had already gone to sleep. I decided at this time to go into the cold room and just chill out there for a bit. Literally. But when I opened the door to go in, I noticed immediately on the floor of the cold room were these 2 high school kids fooling around, trying to use one of the mats as a blanket. And I immediately closed the door and just went back to my original spot next to my friend. I basically had way too much excitement for one evening and decided I'm just going to stay here in just one spot, and hopefully the night doesn't get any more eventful than this. Which luckily it didn't. I was able to get some sleep, and in the morning we got in the car and drove off to the mountains to enjoy a nice hike. But yeah, that was my first Korean bathhouse sauna Jjimjilbang experience. I have no idea how this keeps happening to me whenever I have these firsts. They make for interesting stories, at least. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed hearing that story. If you want to hear more stories, let me know down in the comments below. And also feel free to share some of yours in the comments as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.